Milo, Susie, and Angelina need to design a way to communicate with another group. One way is to use sound. Sound can travel over distances from where a sound is made to where a human can hear it. We first need to understand how sound works to create a design that solves the problem. In this activity, we will explore the relationship between sound and vibration by exploring a variety of ways to generate sound. Can everyone say the word vibration? Vibration. We will hear more about that word during our lesson today. Let's say it one more time together. Vibration. As you're listening to this, think about what sounds are you hearing? What do you think is making the sound?
Do you hear that sound? What is it? If you said a phone ringing, you are right. But how did you know that? Your ears collected the sound from the phone and sent a message to your brain. Your brain remembered that sound and you thought about a phone ringing. Sound travels in waves like ripples in a pond. You cannot see these waves, but your ears catch the sounds and send messages to your brain. When something vibrates, it moves back and forth very quickly. Vibration creates sound. If you put your hand on your throat and hum or talk, you can feel the vibration caused by your vocal cords.
Go ahead and try that. Put your hand on your throat. Sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Maybe say the Pledge of Allegiance. Whatever you decide, what you'll notice is you'll feel your throat vibrating underneath your fingers.
Click on an image to explore.
What I'd like for you to do is to close your eyes and just listen. We are going to have you guess what you think the sound is. Okay, here we go. What do you think it is? Did you say fireworks? If you did, you're correct. Keep those eyes closed. Let's try another. What do you think made that sound? A big cat of some sort. That was a tiger roaring. Here's your next sound. What sound do you think that is? Those are cars driving down a highway. Now remember, the sound waves are traveling to your ear. Those sound waves vibrate through the air until they reach to your ear, and that is how you're able to hear. We have a few more pictures. Let's continue guessing. Close your eyes. What do you think that was? It was people cheering. Here's your next one. What did that sound like? It was a horse galloping. I feel like that's the hardest one of the bunch. That was the sound of a volcano erupting. We are now going to watch a video about sound, and they'll give you some examples, and they'll talk more about vibration.
Cover your eyes for a moment and just listen. What do you hear? I hear my chemistry set bubbling and squeaks. Is that you? Sounds are all around us all the time. There are so many of them, and we call sounds by a lot of different names. Like if a sound is really loud and kind of unpleasant, like when there's a lot of traffic going by, we sometimes call it noise. And if a sound is made by an instrument like a piano or a ukulele, we call it a note. And we call lots of notes together music. And some words are kind of like the sounds themselves. Like when fireworks go boom, popcorn pops, and bells go ding-a-ling. It doesn't matter what makes a sound though. All sounds are made the same way, through vibrations. When something vibrates, it moves back and forth really fast. So fast, in fact, that our eyes often can't see it moving. But other parts of our body can sense vibrations. And I bet you know what parts those are. That's right, our ears. So how does sound get from, say, a bell to our ears? The air all around us is made of tiny particles. And these particles are what carry sound. We can use marbles to demonstrate the teeny tiny particles that make up the air. Let's see how. If we put a few marbles together so they're touching, then roll another marble so that it crashes into them, the group of marbles will move. That's kind of what happens with sound. When we ring a bell, we cause the metal that makes up the bell to vibrate really fast back and forth. And the vibration of the bell also shakes up the particles that make up the air around it and makes them vibrate. Then those particles run into the air particles next to them, and so on. You can also think about it like dominoes, with the vibration getting passed along from one bunch of particles in the air to the next. We call this path of vibration a wave. Now, how do we hear those vibrations? If we could look deep inside our ears, we'd see a special little part that kind of looks like the top of a drum. When sound waves make it all the way to and into our ears, they make this part of our ear vibrate. The vibrations keep going, moving even deeper into our ear until they finally get to the spot that sends a message to our brain. And that message says, hey, we're hearing something. Now, who's ready to make some vibrations? We can make a kind of musical instrument that will help us to see the vibrations that we make. All we need is an empty can, like a coffee can, and a rubber band that's just big enough to stretch around the can from its top to its bottom.
You'll be doing an activity like this in the next couple of days.
Stretch the rubber band over the top of the coffee can, and ta-da! We have an instrument, one that's kind of like a guitar. Let's pluck the rubber band gently. Does it make a sound? It sure does. And if we look very closely, we can see that the rubber band is moving back and forth. When we pull on the rubber band and let it go, we're causing it to vibrate. These vibrations travel into the air, making the air particles move through the air to our ears in a sound wave. If we pull kind of gently, the sound is kind of soft. But if we pull a little harder, the sound gets louder. And if we grab the rubber band while it's moving and stop it from vibrating, we also stop the sound. Hey, we made some pretty good vibrations. So whenever you hear a sound, you know that something, somewhere, is vibrating. And those vibrations are traveling through the air and into your ears. So thanks to all of you who asked us how sound works. And make sure to check back every week to learn more science with Squeaks and me, and we'll see you next time.
So we are going to look in our packet, and we are going to do page 3, today. The big word that we need to remember is vibrate. Everyone say that with me, vibrate. We hear sounds because they vibrate. So we're going to add an idea down here. It needs to vibrate to make sound. So for us to hear something, it needs to vibrate for us to hear that sound. So we have our sentence down here now. But now we need to draw a picture showing how we hear sounds. The big thing we want to remember is that we need to add vibrations. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, and you can draw something similar to this if you'd like. First of all, draw yourself on one side. I'm very good at stick people. And now what we're going to do is think of something that makes sound. I know what I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw a kitty cat who meows. And you can go ahead and be doing this page with me now. You don't have to draw a cat. You could think of something else that makes noise as well. Maybe you want to draw a dog or a cell phone or maybe a TV. But my kitty cat will make a noise, and its noise will then be heard by my ear. Remember, the way I can hear it is because it vibrates through the air. It goes and passes along to other particles in the air and continues to vibrate until it makes it to my ear. Go ahead and finish drawing your picture. It should look something like this. There is something making a noise. The vibration are getting passed through the air to my ears.